Welcome to the Open Bedroom Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Kalo. Welcome to conversations about open relationships, online dating, and creating relationship dynamics that truly align for you. I don't take for granted that he wants me. I don't take for granted that he comes and finds me multiple times throughout the day just to hug me or give me a kiss or nibble on my shoulder or make me feel wanted and desired and beautiful and like a special part of his world. Hey guys, welcome to the Open Bedroom Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Kalo. And what I wanted to talk about today with you in my solo episode is I believe being in an open relationship actually makes you appreciate your partner more. So I was laying in bed with Scott yesterday morning and I had this realization. And this is a realization that was followed by a weekend of sex with our girlfriend, and we have new partners, and so there's lots of sex with other people happening right now. And Scott and I had our first kind of one-on-one together, intimate time together from since that weekend of fun, and it felt like even more powerful and special with us just connecting together as life partners. And one of the things that I realized as I was like making love with him is it felt extra special realizing that he chooses me. Like he doesn't have to choose me. We have other partners. It's easy for him to get dates on dating apps. He could choose any woman in the entire universe, and he chooses me. He chooses to come to bed with me every night and wake up every morning beside me. He chooses to do life with me. He chooses to raise kids with me. We're building a home together, and he's building the floor plans and taking into consideration what I want in a home and the needs that I have. And I guess it just blows my mind that someone who doesn't have to continues to show up and choose me. And what's interesting, I guess, about this is it's the same thing in a monogamous relationship. When you're married and you've, locked it down with someone, um, they could also leave you at any time. They could cheat on you. They could choose someone else. Like there's no actual security just because you're married to someone. And Scott and I aren't married. We're what we call each other life partners. I've been married twice. So I was like, do we need to do this again? I don't know. My relationship with him feels just as real and solid as my marriage has felt. And again, it's that reflection of someone actively choosing to be in your life. So I guess what this action then, like the actions that I take from this is I don't take for granted that he wants me. I don't take for granted that he comes and finds me multiple times throughout the day just to hug me or give me a kiss or nibble on my shoulder or make me feel wanted and desired and beautiful and like a special part of his world. And I actively try to do the same thing for him. We've taken the quizzes. We've tried to understand what each other needs. We've done the love languages. We've done the erotic blueprints to understand, sexually what each other's bodies need. And I watch him put into priority what he reads from my body. Well, first of all, that he spends a lot of time getting to know my body and understanding deeply, more so than me sometimes, like what it craves and what it wants and what it desires. And to be so in tune with me that he even recognizes that throughout the month that changes. Like sometimes my body is more sensitive and sometimes my body wants more pressure or intensity, and that he can even read that from me. A good example, and this is just talking about active partnership, right? Like being an active partner and giving a shit about what your partner needs. But just this morning, after yesterday, we had our reconnection after being with our girlfriend this weekend. We had our one-on-one reconnection. This morning, I woke up and after my body being really sensitive this weekend, like my nipples hurt and like for the ladies listening, it's that time like right before you have your period and I have an IUD, so I don't have one, but my body was like, okay, here we go. And you're just really sensitive and like your breasts are heavy and you're just kind of like, I mean, I want to have sex, but like, don't be rough with me. That's how I felt all weekend. And then, yesterday was just wonderful. But this morning I woke up and you get over that little hump of things being really sensitive to like, oh no, touch me. Like everything feels so good right now. Like my whole body feels alive and excited and it wants you to touch it. And so we woke up this morning and I was like, hello, like, hey, she's back, please. And he picked up without me even saying a word. He picked up that my body desperately wanted to be touched by him. And neither of us have to wake up to alarms anymore. The kids are driving themselves to school. So we just wake up when we wake up. And I don't plan any calls until 10 o'clock or later in the morning. So I have plenty of time to wake up as my body's ready, get in the hot tub, make coffee, make breakfast, have a shower. And so we just woke up naturally and I kind of like wiggle my butt into him and like he knows. And I could tell he was like, okay, like he didn't necessarily want to play, but he knew that I wanted some attention. And so he like went to the bathroom and he does this thing that I've picked up on where he'll like wash his hands and then he'll like rinse his mouth out with water and just kind of like hydrate and maybe get that morning breath to kind of, subside a bit. And then he'll come back into bed with me. And we've got dogs on either side of us. We've got his English bulldog and we've got my long haired blonde dachshund. God, they're so cute and they're like passed out. And he'll come snuggle me in the bed and start touching me. And he listens for my responses and my moans and my sighs, and he can hear that I'm getting revved up. And one of the things that I had requested recently was to slowly be brought online. I don't know if you know what that means, but for me, that means sometimes I wake up and he's ready to go and I'm super dry. I've been sleeping all night. I'm 0% horny. And I'm just like, well, I guess I better get myself online quickly. And so I try and then I'll mentally be online, but sometimes my body's not. So we reach for the lube and we do the things and it feels amazing and I have orgasms. But what I've been really craving is to slowly be brought online and then have penetration. And this is a little difficult sometimes when there's a dick involved. You've got to get the dick hard, you've got to get it ready, you've got to get him online, and then it's like, okay, jump on. And then I'm like, wait, but I just did all this work for you. Like, I'm not online yet. So this morning he slowly brought me online and played with me slowly till he had my clit super engorged. I was just dripping wet. And I had like 5 or 6 orgasms at this point. And then he starts penetrating me with his fingers and does this whole long fingering thing. And it's really funny. I think with Scott, it's like a game. He's like, how many different ways can I get her to come where I'm fingering her in a different way or a different position? Or like he'll wait a long time to finally insert his fingers into me after I've had multiple orgasms just from him rubbing his fingers over my vulva or concentrating slowly on my clit until it's like nice and engorged. And he's feeling and being really mindful of like my wetness and is she coming online? And then he'll insert fingers. And then so he's moving around. Like at one point, I'm wrapped around his arms and like I'm the little spoon. And then at one point, he's between my legs and he's using his hands. And it was such a delicious way to fully come online. Um, and he just took his time. And I wonder sometimes, like, how many partners, like men and women, are slowly bringing their partner online versus being hurried, like being impatient, maybe being greedy, and wanting what you want, but instead, like taking the time to be slow. That is my newest thing. Like I hit 40 and I was like, I want to feel every inch of your body, of your penis, of your fingers, of your strap on, like whatever it is that my partners are using with me, of your tongue. Like I want almost excruciatingly slow. And what I'm finding is my body is more aware of the movement and the feeling, the sensation. It's very sensual instead of this like, hurry, bang it out kind of thing, which I've never really been into. And there's times when it's slow and I'm like orgasmed a million times and then I want it faster or my partner wants it faster. And so I'm like, go for it. Like you've banged me into oblivion. Like you get whatever you want at this point. I'm good. Um, and so like circling back around to being appreciative of our partners. And I think putting into perspective that they're choosing us every minute, every morning, not every morning, every minute, every morning that we wake up and we look over and our person is there. Or if you're, solo poly, but you're still dating people, or if you're single and you're still dating, maybe it's not that you're waking up with them, but it's that, you know, they're laying next to you in bed at some point, or they're sitting across from you at a dinner table. Those little moments of just being mindful that your person is choosing to choose you and they don't have to. And how fucking yummy is that? That our person chooses us every fucking day. So, to wrap this up, I believe that for me, being in an open relationship with multiple partners outside of my primary with Scott, it makes me so aware that he chooses me every single day. And that feels yummy and it feels like an honor. Sometimes I'll lay next to him and I'll say, it is such an honor to be your life partner. It is such an honor to be the woman that you choose to spend life with because I watch you blow other women's minds on the regular. Like I watch what you offer and how many women out there would crave to have a lover like you, crave to have a partner who's mindful like you, crave to have someone that seeks them out throughout the day like you, and that you choose me. So I guess my challenge for you today is spend just a few minutes reflecting on your person or your people. If you're like in a triad or a quad and everybody's equal, like think about your partners in your life and how they continue to show up for you. They continue to choose you, and maybe do a little something extra special just for them today.
Thank you for listening to the Open Bedroom Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and give us a like and click subscribe below and stay up to date on all the new episodes that we release. If you have a topic that you'd really like more information on, leave us a comment below and we'll see what we can do. Feel free to share this podcast with all of your friends and especially your partners. This is a great way to open up some amazing conversations. We'll see you next week.